Goblin, Josh exposed himself show.
So you saw Tom Sizemore died?
Say that again, sorry.
Did you see that Tom Sizemore died?
No.
Yeah. You know who that is.
How?
How? Like a couple weeks ago or a week ago or more, he had a fucking stroke that caused an aneurysm. Why are you smiling, you bitch? Why? Why are you asking?
Well,
you don't know who he is.
Oh, I know who he is.
Now that you've looked it up, you know who he is. Yeah.
I know who that is.
Yeah. One of his greatest roles was a one-off on Always Sunny. Split me like a coconut. The truck driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. More and more people. And he's also fucking great in Natural Born Killers, Saving Private Ryan. He's fucking phenomenal in Natural Born Killers. That's probably his best role. But
yeah, he's got kind of like a crazy vibe for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, and I think he also liked his nose candy, if you know what I mean. I think he had some problems with the uppers, bro. Like that's like a stroke and an aneurysm. That's
Yeah,
like,
was he like hanging out with Charlie Sheen? Seems like they would be really good friends.
probably someone like that.
I mean, they look like they hang out. Like I see Charlie Sheen and I just kind of think of this guy. For some reason, I don't know. Why do I go there?
I don't know. That's just crazy because you got a lot of actors in that age range, like Ray Liotta. Not necessarily like physical age range, just like range of when they were hot, when the movies they were in were like fucking, when movies were movies.
Yeah.
A lot of people just
80s.
dropping dead the older we get, which is like a natural occurrence, but it's just, and like it sucks when a lot when it's family and shit, but it's really weird when it's a celebrity. Because it gets like really, I don't know if it's weird that it's just because it like gets announced really largely. Like everyone knows. Whereas like when you and I go, no one will give a shit. Handful of people.
Yeah.
But right now there's tens of thousands of people going, did you know? Oh my God.
That's true.
There was a weird TikTok trend going around recently where teenagers were walking in and like just scrolling on their phone and would say like a random person died. Not even necessarily true. Like, oh shit, Oprah died. And to get their parents' reactions. And they were like, oh my God, no. Like with some of these celebrities, like, fuck off. You know, like it seriously, it was a really weird thing. And I just think it's kind of weird because like it does kind of bum me out when celebrities go. Because it's like part of your legacy and your thing in your life was that not necessarily every celebrity or whatever, but like there were certain ones that you enjoyed and watched, and they're a part of your life because you watched this movie 100 times or listened to this album when you were sad a billion times. You know, they become part of your life, and it's almost like a little piece of the puzzle gets eroded away. More and more the celebrities go, especially when it's earlier than you thought they would. Like it wasn't even in your mind. You're like you're definitely like Dick Van Dyke, sketchy. Clint Eastwood, ooh, but you weren't like going Ray Liotta. You weren't going Tom Sizemore. You weren't going like Kirstie Alley. You know?
Yeah. No, it's true. Well, I don't know about Kirstie Alley.
I don't know if anyone even knew that she had cancer or whatever, but I think she was one of the youngest of all those people I just named off. Anyways, weird way to start the podcast,
Really?
but yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely she worked hard.
Cheers.
Yeah.
The Look Who's Talking movies.
Yeah.
TV shows. Probably. Other things. Maybe a Slim Fast or Weight Watchers commercial.
I don't know, man. Sucks.
right?
So sorry.
Right. So I did I put the Suicide Squad on the background the other night.
Oh yeah.
It was good. It was interesting, but it didn't really hold my interest the way Peacemaker had. So
Yeah, fair enough.
it's a meh for me. It's good. It's better than Suicide
It's
Squad.
way better, dude. Like way better.
Like
on.
light years. But then again, there was still too much Harley Quinn. You told me there wasn't a lot of her. She is still at the forefront of that movie. You really made me think that she wasn't going to be, and I think I want to say fuck you for swindling me because she annoys the fucking piss out of me.
I know.
And I think I would have enjoyed the movie more if it was less of her and more of everything else.
Everything else though, but everything else.
Right.
The homie with the fucking virus there. The dots.
Yeah, the dots. That was fucked up.
That's so cool. Like,
It's
what the fuck?
different. Yeah, it's different.
In the
fucked
beginning,
up.
what did you think about like the whole different squad going in and they just die? And then,
that was, yeah. I mean, I knew that was coming because
great.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're not on the movie poster.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And I was surprised because also, what's his name? Pete Davidson. But then, like, as he's going in, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure there was this joke about how quickly he gets killed. Oh, yep, he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it had its moments, dude. I mean, I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Oh, I mean, it was definitely funny, but again, the detractor for me, one thing can fuck it all up for me.
All right.
Well, I still thought the alien being things at the end of the movie were cool. Eyeball things, whatever the fuck they were.
Oh, the starfish things?
Yeah, like, and like the giant eyeball starfish thing. It was fucking weird, but it looked good. Like the fucking effects looked good on, watching it on the big screen. I was like, yeah, like that's a more of a Marvel take on on a DC movie. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah.
James Gunn got a little bit, got out a spit polish and shined that fucker up. I was like, look at this. You can polish what is a turd.
Yeah. And the mice.
The mice, that was fucking gross. I didn't like that.
Dude.
I felt like Idris Elba. I was like, nope, or Idris.
Yep.
Is it Idris? Idris Elba, maybe? Idris.
I don't know.
Idris. Anyway, I felt like him. I'm like, no, gross. Like when he, especially at right at the end, when he's like hunched down and they're running under his face and shit. I'm like, fuck that. Because also, that many at that once, there must be a smell.
Oh yeah, there's.
You didn't think of the smell, you bitch.
Oh, you know, all I could think about was South Park. You know, when you play the game Stick of Truth, and Kenny's move, like one of his special moves, is the swarm of mice or the swarm of rats over your enemy. That's all I could think about.
Have you seen any of this season South Park?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god. The last 2 episodes were fucking great. One was about Harry and Meghan, and it was just so funny. It's worth a watch. They were talking about trying to sue because of it. Just a long story short is like they're going around like, we want on signs. We want privacy. We want privacy. We want privacy, and getting in everybody's face about it. And that's just like, wow. Good hot take. And then this last week's one, Randy finally makes an appearance, and it's a fucking humdinger. It's fucking.
Is it a reprise of Cock Magic?
Oh God, no, God no. But it's something a
little
little
girl. Look behind your ear.
No, it's definitely not that. But this one is. It's pretty fucking brilliant, and the end message it's wow. Made me fucking die laughing. It's a good season so far. It just shows that, like, man, those guys are fucking also, they're kind of in that James Gunn category of like pretty much anything they touch turns to gold.
Yeah.
I mean, I also know that they have a bunch of staff writers, but it's usually them. Like, if that fucking documentary that they have 5 days to air, 6 days to air, or whatever, is relatively real, You know, they break the stories. You know, then they have other people help them. Like Bill Hader is in that documentary. He was one of the writers underneath them. So he's sitting
Oh,
at the table and they're, you know, throwing out ideas. Have you ever seen that documentary?
I
It's
don't
only
think
like
so.
50, 60 minutes long, I think. It's definitely worth a watch, man. It shows
It
basically,
depends on where it's available to me. That's the thing.
right. I can, one of these days we should watch it when we have the time.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm down.
It's cool, man. Like it shows basically like it's when the Book of Mormon was becoming hot. So it shows them there and then they're like, yeah, we're about to go back and write a season of South Park. And then it shows them in the writer room. It's basically like the 5 days they're at work and like doing the voices at explaining with the people who are, you know, the animations, how they can do them in house, and other shows a bunch of people working on the computers and animating scenes for that specific episode. And it's very cool. It's very
Oh,
interesting that they do it all in house and they do it within 5 or 6 days each week.
that's pretty
That's how
awesome.
they're able to keep it topical and so on point. You know, I've seen previews of episodes like on this week's South Park. This was like last season or the season before, and I can't remember exactly what it was. It might have been one of the COVID episodes. It showed X amount of kit of the characters riding in the car, and it was just a quick clip. But that week when it aired, only 3 of the 4 of them were in the car. They changed the story, obviously, after they made the quick cuts of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
so it's interesting. They can literally change something in real time. Be like, you know what, the B story on this week, it's just not working. We can salvage some of this, but we're gonna redo it, and we have to get it done. I think that's fucking phenomenal. It's a great way to do it. If you're making money doing it, like I'd love to pump out shit like that. Work a couple months out of the year pumping that shit out 5 days a fucking week, and it's yeah. I mean, you can see how they get stressed, and it is a burden of work for everybody. But then you just reap kind of the fucking benefits for the rest of the year, right? I mean,
Yeah, like
because
fishermen.
I assume that even though they get it done in X amount of time, that they're either paid like a salary yearly for it or a lump sum that if they wanted to go fucking work, they can. But I imagine that anyone who works on that show per season makes a considerable living wage. You would think.
No, I'm sure they get taken care of really well.
You want them to
Those
come
guys seem
back.
like yeah, they seem like people who take care of their folks, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like they bought fucking oh, what the fuck is it? They bought the real restaurant there, the fucking uh, uh, Casa Bonita, because it was going into disrepair and like going up for auction or something. So those guys bought Casa Bonita and are like fixing it up and reopening it up. They put millions of dollars into the project so far.
Oh,
But
okay.
Casa Bonita is a real fucking place
Huh.
with divers, just like Cartman explains it. Oh, the high divers. Like they're high divers while you eat. It's
Casa Bonita.
yeah. So like it showed them in there like a month or two ago. There was a video going around of them like, oh, we're opening in this amount of time. We better get
Yeah.
going. It showed construction going on behind them and them filling water into the diving pools and whatever. Cool dudes. Seem like cool
I
dudes.
bet they do the voices while they're fucking doing it. He probably is like redoing some of the lines from the episode while construction's going on.
I hope they put up a little memorabilia from that episode. It is too bad though now that, with the advent of digital, they don't animate on cells anymore. You can't buy like for old 80s and 90s cartoons and shit for the most part, maybe even early 2000s. You can buy like the cells, that were used to animate
Oh, yeah.
hand painted cells and shit, background colors and background storyboard type things, but like that were used in the animation. Like, oh, here's the background, non-animated background for the firehouse from Ghostbusters. Like I see them all the time. I see like the Stay Puffed and the Boys and Slimer going for sale now. Now that it's all digital, I assume like every cartoon now must be digital.
Right.
Yeah, just another thing lost. something that can't be
Huh.
collected. I mean, I guess you could print out your favorite frame, but it's not like you're the only one who owns it. That's what's very
Dude, you're
cool
like
about
a
that.
real life Loot Goblin too. Listen to you. It's just something I can't
I love
collect
being a
now.
Loot Goblin in games. Well, look at this fucking place, man. Obviously,
that's
I'm a
so
real
fucking
life
funny.
Loot Goblin. This
Yeah,
fucking place
look at
is overloaded with shit, dude.
it. Fucking Loot Goblin.
And I love
Just
it all and
another
I
thing
hate
I
it
won't
all.
be able to collect.
All this plastic and paper when I die. Oh my
that's
god.
so funny.
Dying? That's not funny.
I didn't say you were gonna die.
Oh, gotcha.
Did I?
No. You said that's funny after I said something about dying, and I was like, so me dying? It just happened to coincide. I know you didn't really say it or mean it. So yeah, so I'm a Loot Goblin. It doesn't whatever. Just wait till you see the base in the game we're playing tonight after this. Oh boy, Loot Goblin.
Yeah.
But so organized and nice.
Nice, dude.
I did a really good job. More stuff to organize later, but yeah.
Basically, I'm going to be able to get in there and just start reading.
If you want, and watching the shit that'll help pump it up, or I've got a whole thing of cars down the road that I've towed in to be, pulled apart, put back together for XP. Yeah, dude. I've been in a great big warehouse full of gear, guns, ammo,
dope,
armor, tactical equipment, food, water, crafting materials.
Right on.
Yeah. We'll have fun doing that.
All right.
So, but that'll be
sounds like fun, folks.
That'll be a little bit later. So yeah, so we're catching up. This is either going to be a Sunday evening release or a Monday morning release. We're catching up for this past Friday's episode. It's late. We're sorry. But yeah. And next week's might be late depending on how things work out for me. We're going to try and record on Wednesday, but on Thursday I have to fly out for a couple days for a corporate gig. Excuse me. So yeah. That one might be a little late. But then I'll be back home, I think, for another couple of weeks. I don't really know what's going on. So what else was on my mind? Oh, I did write down 2 notes. One of them was you have to tell me a joke. Exactly.
I got a joke, you motherfucker. You ready for this?
No.
Okay. What do you call a pirate that pisses on people's legs?
A pirate that pisses on people's legs? I don't know.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. The piss man. Isn't it weird? Jesus Christ. But speaking of R. Kelly, isn't it weird that something that Dave Chappelle said about him 20 years ago finally nipped him in the ass 20 years later?
Oh, yeah, dude.
It was like, it was a well-known thing, and we don't care. Now all of a sudden we care.
Gonna be on you. Drip, drip, drip.
Oh. This is the note I wrote myself when the night that I was sitting in the car waiting for her. The night that we were supposed to record. I wrote, any more shitting yourself? That was fun for me.
Why would you write it like that?
Because it was fun for me to hear about you shitting yourself, honestly.
Oh, I'm glad it was fun for you, you fuck. What the fuck is up with that? Come on, man. That's not nice.
Like, don't be upset about it, bro. Like,
well, I hope it was fun for everybody. I haven't heard.
Honestly,
has anybody.
What's funny is what is it? Zach, I think, got a hold of me. He said he really enjoyed the episode, and then we talked about Peacemaker, that he was watching that now, and that, like, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that you kind of fostered this whole thing where other people are enjoying entertainment because of us and you. And that was it. There was nothing. I don't believe there was any mention about you shitting yourself. No one else has said anything to me. Carter didn't. The only thing I let Carter know early on, as early as I could on Friday, yo, podcast is coming late. Actually, I could read you his text. Let's see. FYI, podcast delayed till tomorrow or Sunday. We'll keep you posted. He wrote, I noticed this morning on my boring ride to work, ... Then enter,
Shit, man.
asshole.
Oh,
Laughing,
shit.
crying face. I'm sorry. We're sorry, Carter. Now you're gonna
sorry,
like
dude.
if you hold on to this, you can like do one Monday morning on the way to work. You can get a double dose of us, double dose of dick from both of us, Monday and Friday. If you listen to this right.
So what did you think of the poop episode, Carter?
Yeah. Tell us, what did you think of the poop episode? You ever been there, Carter? You ever shit yourself like that? You ever
Or
shit
wiped
yourself
your
that
ass
rotten?
with a spider?
Or wiped your ass with a spider? I forgot that was the other part. That was something I told Teresa. I don't usually share much about the podcast unless she asks. I was like, yo, I gotta tell you this fucking story. And then she's like, and that's why I put the fucking toilet paper roll on backwards. And all of a sudden, I was like, it's true. They can't hide behind it because you're rolling it away from you. You would see it, I guess.
What the fuck are you talking about?
How was your toilet paper roll on? Was it on like, okay, was it on where you just pull down?
Yeah.
And not pull down like it's going this way? Like if this is your wall and this is you pooping, me pooping,
Yeah.
it's coming out this way, right?
Yes, the right way that toilet paper should come out.
And I
yes.
agree with you.
That's the way it's showed in the patent, I'm pretty sure.
She doesn't, she says that's wrong. And because of it, you don't get spider surprises that way. And I thought about it and she's not necessarily wrong. The way it could happen.
Do you mean? I feel like a spider surprise can still happen no matter what.
I think her thought on this, again,
I think it's fucking stupid. Sorry. Go ahead.
The thought on this is you're pulling and it could be here on the underside and you might pull and close the spider in, right? If you're pulling this way, you would see the spider already, so it can't be there. I don't know. For people listening, yeah, you're probably going to have to watch this one. There was a lot of visual moving of my hands on that one. I'm sorry. I don't know. But either way, it just kind of made sense a little bit. Like I almost was like, for a minute, I was like, yeah, that's great. But like at the same time, no, I'm still, whenever I sit down and I look at that backwards toilet paper roll, I do flip it. And then I'll go in there and it'll be flipped. It's like this kind of like passive aggressive thing that we've got going on about the toilet paper.
That's funny shit.
Not really.
That's hilarious.
I hate it.
That's fucking good.
Fuck you.
Oh my God.
It's horrible.
It's real easy.
Not really.
Just, do it the right way.
That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I have to keep redoing my work.
Then go the extra mile next time.
What's the extra mile?
Like, find some way to make it so it's hard to take off.
I wonder if they make a locking device for it. I mean, yeah, because like
a bike lock.
No, like just like the fucking ones in the fucking restrooms. In the fucking stalls.
Get one of the fucking dispensers.
Be like, I got the key. I got the key from fucking what's the name of the company that makes all that shit.
Clark or something.
Clark, yeah. I got the key from Clark. Yeah, don't try to open that. And she just fucking, it's one of those spots where she just fucking Hulk smashes it. I'll teach you. stupid toilet paper. Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Just put it on
That's
the right
funny
way.
shit. Oh my
Does
god.
your significant other put toilet paper on the dispenser the appropriate way?
I think it's kind of like it's arbitrary.
It doesn't matter as long as it's there somewhere.
It just gets on there for her, and then I'll change it around. But it won't
And then
change
but it
back.
stays that way.
Yeah, it stays that way. And
Okay.
like sometimes it gets put on there and it's put on the right way. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Weird. All right.
But yeah, hey, I don't think she really thinks about it. And if she goes to do it and she goes, oh, it was the wrong way, she's not gonna fix it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's where it's at.
that makes sense.
Yeah. She just doesn't care. And when I look at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just do a quick fix. Whatever.
I wonder if that's
It's there. It made it to the roll. That's the hard part, man.
I wonder if that's just the easiest way to deal with it. Like, I should just stop caring about it. Because if I stop caring about it, then it's not an issue anymore, right?
But then you feel like
You didn't win.
they won. Yeah, they won. You know, you want to be the winner. You want to be winner.
I
yes.
must be winner. Must
But do
a
you
big
want to be
wiener
winner in life
winner.
or winner of stupid battle of toilet paper?
I'd rather be a winner of a battle of the wits than I would a battle of the tits. Put it that way.
That's very poetic.
Right?
That is very poetic.
Yeah. I thought so. I mean, that came really from the heart and from the mind so spontaneously.
Have I told you one of my sayings now?
What's one of your sayings?
And I'm pretty sure I coined this.
Oh, yeah?
But if I didn't, I apologize. And anyways, what were we talking about?
That's a great question. We were talking about
Yeah.
I'm not sure. What were we talking about, bro?
Oh, dude, that's the fucking funniest shit. Oh god, that's so fucking funny. You know, I was doing a little bit of research
Right.
for the podcast recently. And I was watching Howard Stern's Private Parts.
Wait, are we not going back to what we just forgot about?
Well, I don't want to fucking waste time here. I got Project Zomboid to do.
Copy that. All right. All right.
Fuck.
Good
it was
attitude
a good
to have.
story too. Oh yeah, the thing I coined.
Yes.
A phrase that I have coined.
I'm glad.
Motherfuckers.
I'm really glad.
So
you
if
got that
anybody
back,
else has said this, then I'm very sorry. But I just came up with it one day. Somebody was talking some shit, and I was like, "Hey, man, this isn't my rodeo. I'm just the clown dealing with the bull. I'm just the clown dealing with the bull."
I mean, we can Google that real quick and find out if that's a thing. I'm just the clown dealing.
This isn't my rodeo. I'm just the clown dealing with the bull.
The bull. Ooh. Didn't auto. I'd say you're pretty close to safe. Seems like that might be your thing, man. I just put it in there without the beginning part because I figured it'd be easier without all those words.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no like autofill in. There was nothing, man. That might be safe to say that that's a Bubba, OG Bubba copyright.
There we go. Yeah. Anyway, so I was doing a little bit of research for the podcast, trying to just think about different angles, and I figured I would watch Private Parts.
Great movie.
Great fucking movie, dude. Like, amazing movie. It made me even think, like, why didn't Howard do a little bit of acting?
He's made
or Robin. You know, they I think they could have done a couple things.
I don't think they need that kind of money, man.
Well, I don't know about money, but
and dude, also the radio show I mean, takes up 5 days a week of their life. That's their job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I get
they
that.
they were great. Yeah, natural for the most part. I mean, they're not gonna win any fucking Academy Awards, but they should have won like a consolation prize because that's like two people you wouldn't expect to be able to pull it off. But also, I think it might be easier when you're playing yourself because you know who you are and you know how you'd react. And if the words that are written down for you seem authentic enough coming out of your mouth, you know what that is like. I mean, they were basically reenacting parts of their life. They knew
Yeah.
exactly how they felt then. And maybe that's like the most method you could be, is being in a movie about yourself.
Yeah.
Deep shit.
I like it.
It's a great movie though. Again, it's
Yeah, no, it is. Absolutely. I
fucking,
really enjoyed it.
yeah. It always made me think that there was going to be, I mean, it was left open so wide for a sequel, but also you saw how he was slowly losing his wife. The way the movie ends, that little message to his wife, they were definitely on the outs, about to be on the outs, I think, when that happened. That was part of him trying to save his marriage. Now he's remarried to a much younger model. I don't know if she's a model. I'm just saying model person, whatever. Anyways, I don't think they had a kid. Maybe they had a kid. I don't think that. I don't know. I don't really. When I first started working in creative, they had Sirius XM, and
I remember.
For the longest time, we would listen to Howard in the morning on 101. Howard 101. It was like, I remember the first couple weeks of it when George Takei was fucking, like there as like a guy who was doing hosting and using his voice and whatever to help Howard out because they were buddies. And it was some of the funniest shit I'd ever heard because finally they were able to be fully fucking uncensored, you know? He always pushed the envelope, but now he was on satellite radio, so it was this big to do. And I don't remember who it was, but I definitely remember there was a woman who had walked out from the sales office one morning when a particularly raunchy bit was being done on there. And that was the last day we were allowed to listen to Howard 101 in the warehouse at Creative Stage Lighting. Is it awesome though? Like, fuck off. Go back to your fucking Anya playing at your fucking desk or whatever you got. Like, let us have something.
Anya?
I don't know. That's probably the music people listen to. Anya, Enya.
Enya?
Enya.
Enya?
Enya. How about that
fucking
Enya. How about that Supergirl promo picture I sent you earlier? That's not doctored.
That's what?
That's not doctored. So
that's not doctored.
For the CW Supergirl, there was a promo when Superman, I guess, was coming on the show.
When she was coming on the show. And
it said Superman is coming in Supergirl. Well done, CW.
Sometimes. Yeah. Those shows, they're not awesome.
They're not great. We got mediocre shows, or probably a lot of good effects people and other people cut their teeth, honestly. So at least there's that. It's kind of like the step above college productions. And college level work. Like, okay, you want to go create effects in Hollywood? Well, you got to start here on the CW. It's where everybody starts.
Doing DC fucking ripoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some rights, so we're gonna go right in your taint, punch you in the mouth. That's too bad, man. That's too bad.
The Arrow wasn't too bad. I watched that a pretty good bit. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't watch any or much of Supergirl.
Yeah, I watched the first season, maybe into season 2 with Supergirl.
Right. It's like I like a lot of those comics. I got Supergirl shit in the back, but like for me, man, it was what was her name in the 80s? Supergirl, man. She was my Supergirl. You know what I mean? Oh goddamn, Helen Slater.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Perfect Supergirl.
Yeah,
little like just. It's a nice movie. I watched it again recently. It's not not winning any awards. It might as well have been a made-for-TV miniseries,
Not winning any
multi-night,
awards.
made-for-TV, based off of.
Yeah, but you know, I love going back to movies, even going back to some movies that you absolutely loved as a kid and you thought looked awesome, but they look like trash now.
Yeah.
But it's the nostalgic thing, you know. I like watching them still.
Absolutely.
Still like, oh, that looks great. You know, for then, that's pretty freaking good, dude.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you got to remember for then and the budget that they had.
Yeah, like good for them.
Yeah, I mean, some have done less for more, but
yeah,
I don't know. You know, that's the beauty of Hollyweird, I guess.
I guess.
So interesting little side note. What was I just reading? Now I forgot it already. They're remaking. Oh yeah, now I can remember. I just heard about a new remake. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Guess what movie they're remaking now? It's a classic. It was a featured word in a Family Guy episode multiple times. Roadhouse.
They're redoing Roadhouse?
Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal as an ex-MMA fighter. That's the character. They just showed a picture of him all jacked up, like weighing in at an MMA event. They must have shot it for the movie and like hugging Dana White.
Huh.
Because, you know, there's another movie that had to be remade. I'm really getting sick of no original ideas anymore in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You can't take a movie and remake it and say it's an original idea. Just make a new movie. Make a new movie paying like respect to that movie by making it in a similar vein. But god damn it, stop remaking it's. And I don't think that's it's a good movie. It's not a great movie, but it's
unless
a classic.
You're gonna throw me some more
it.
21 Jump Street kind of stuff. I would like that. That wasn't bad. You go ahead and
Or
remake
Baywatch.
that. Yeah, or the Baywatch. That's fucking
if it's
hilarious.
in that vein, like almost tongue in cheek, making fun of itself at the same time.
Yeah.
I get that. It's being very present and relevant in your own comedy. This movie could be that, but like, could it? Oh, and then I just watched Footloose for the first time tonight.
The original Footloose.
Yeah, like all the way through. I've
Kevin Bacon.
seen bits and pieces and John Lithgow and Sean Penn's brother. And the girls. One of them was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Dude.
What a horrible fucking movie. Great music.
Great
Kenny
music.
Loggins. Top notch. Movie.
Yeah, great
premise. Stretching it.
We banned dancing in this town. Oh, Jesus.
And the reasoning behind it,
Literally,
it's pretty like
Jesus, we can't dance.
It's seriously
Not on this side
like
of the tracks.
The reasoning behind it, like they literally just pigeonholed all this shit together. I think that they wanted to have happen, and then that dude just beats the shit out of his girlfriend. Just beats the fucking piss out of her. Like, just slaps the shit out of her, knocks her down. I'm like, this
the
is
tractor scene.
These are some shitty teenagers, man. Like, what the fuck? Shitty teenagers who look like they're 20.
But I need a hero. You know, and the tractor scene there.
Yeah. That's
Gotta
pretty,
love that.
Gotta love it. There's a movie where that song is used better. You know it.
Oh, yeah. I do know.
What is it?
Johnny 5, man.
Short Circuit 2.
Yeah, baby. I can see it right now. He's building himself up and shit.
Yep. He's talking.
Preparing himself.
Yeah. He's getting all angry and saying shit, and it's coming out backwards as he's like advancing on him. No! He's calling Fred Durf.
Yeah.
Because he's all fucked up. That's what I said. Durf. There's a fucking one or two dudes over in the UK who've created full life-size replicas of Johnny. And recently there was a video on a fan site on Facebook of the replica meeting, quote unquote, meeting the voice actor of Johnny Five, and it was like, wow, man. And now they're making the miniature ones like in the second one.
Like in the second movie.
And I'm like, they look so good. I'm like, dare I ask?
Shoot lasers.
No, just like how much? I really want one. I've wanted one of those since I was a little kid, bro. I love robots mainly because of Short Circuit. It's one of the first movies I remember ever seeing, and the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater because you could still smoke then. And I looked up what year that came out.
Like $34.99, right, in the movie.
I think so, something like that. Short Circuit release. So, I remember my grandmother had gone to California to see my aunt, right? And she was coming home. We found out somehow that the flight was delayed, so we had to go kill time. Drove the old car over. This car that had an 8-track in it. For kids at home, for those of you, well, I see the demographics on Spotify. I know the age range. Most of you will know what an 8-track is. If not, look it up. I'm not going to explain it. Anyways, we go to see this movie. It's Short Circuit. I remember for a fact it being smoky in there and my eyes hurting, and I remember the movie. So I think you could still smoke then. And then I looked up what when it came out, right? I would have been 3 months and 8 months old. And I can remember seeing that. So I got a pretty good memory, man, I think. Because I can remember shit before that too. But like that's my first real movie memory. Something that I absolutely fell in love with, which was that just robots, dude. So cool. And he talked and he danced. Who's Johnny?
Yeah, and he was like a nice guy, man.
Just a nice guy.
You know, just a hero.
He was like a nice Frankenstein robot. Brought to life by electricity. And he was a hero. He really was. It kind of sucks that they took away his laser on the second one, you know. Instead they gave him a little toolbox with the parachute.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I think that was because like parents were showing their kids, like, because I don't think that was a movie that was meant for kids. It was not rated G.
Yeah.
Right? But still, kids got, obviously, I'm one of them. I was almost 4 years old when I saw it. I think that there was a little bit of an uproar, like, oh, you know, same fucking idiot parents. They were just as stupid back then, not paying attention to shit, even though they didn't have PG-13 back then, I don't think, or maybe it was just about to be a thing. So there was a weird difference between R and PG, but it still shows the stupidity of how, like, back then that shit happened, and even today, like, oh, come on, little 7-year-old, let's go watch Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
Even after all the warnings, and there's even a little man who says rated R at the end of the fucking trailers.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, and if you're
Rated
not paying
R.
attention to the fucking television and you're not seeing this, then when your kid comes up to you and says, hey mom, I want to go see Goat Rapers 3, you and you're like, oh, I haven't heard of that. It sounds interesting. We'll go. Instead of doing that, go on to YouTube and type in the name of the movie and then type in Red Band trailer. If it autofills with Red Band trailer and you can see a Red Band trailer, guess what? Red Band is meant for only R-rated and dirty movie like previews, like that have swearing in them. They're the ones that are shown in the movies before the dirty movies.
Cool.
Green Band trailers are what their normal trailers are called. Those are the ones that are okay for TV. But you can go
remember this.
You can look for Red Band trailers on YouTube all the time for movies coming out. So you'll get like your fucking. They were, I think, promoting it for Deadpool. See the Red Band trailer here. Yeah, it'll be an actual red.
Yeah, red
screen
or
instead of green.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the difference between red and green band trailers. Kind of a cool little thing, but again, like, look up your shit before you take your kids to it, man. And if you make a mistake, don't bitch and moan to the people who made the movie. You're the fucking idiot. It's not. The people who made the movie didn't say, hey, come on, guys, it's gonna be Buff Bunnies and sunshine and rainbows and kittens.
Children.
And then a lot of decapitations. No, they don't do that shit. So fuck you. You're to blame.
Yeah, absolutely. You have this thing, this amazing thing. Your freaking phone can do all sorts of stuff. You know,
And if
all
for
the
some reason
information
you
at
don't
the
have
tip of
the
your
phone,
fingers.
you probably have the internet. And if for some reason you don't have the internet, probably someone you know has a phone or the internet.
Go to
And
Starbucks.
if no one you know has a phone or the internet, you probably live in an Amish community and this doesn't apply to you. And yet somehow you're listening, which you're not, which is
That's
fine.
so funny. How about that Slim Jim commercial? Have you seen that? The Amish dude.
I don't.
Picks up
You got to
those
remember, I
guys
don't have
that-
TV.
Well, we don't really either, but I've seen it on like
like in the in between
somewhere.
commercials for probably on
well,
streaming services that have it. Maybe
yeah, something like that. I don't know.
YouTube. They have a lot of real
Yeah.
commercials now. It's not just
Anyways.
like bullshit commercials. Okay, so tell me, Slim Jim commercial.
So yeah, Slim Jim commercial. This Amish guy picks up these two dudes whose car broken down, and he gets them into the wagon, and they're going off. And the guy's like, "Hey, does it suck not having the internet?" And the guy, the Amish dude, chewing on his Slim Jim, he's like, "Nope, I just get the pictures of your mom through the mail."
Slaying.
Oh, dude,
That's a good
that's
one,
so
bro.
freaking funny.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a really good one.
Oh shit.
Oh, just get pictures of your mom through the mail.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. The commercials, man.
You ever get the? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
You ever fart and have the bubble come out the front?
Yeah, between your thighs and your nutsack.
Yeah, but for like girls, I've heard it called a lip ripper.
And we just lost our one female viewer. Sorry. That is fucking funny. And the worst part is I'm sitting here and all I can see in my head is Homer Simpson's lip when he burps from drinking beer.
Or a vajart.
Oh. Ooh.
A vajart?
A vajart? Is that when you... A vajart. Please don't tell me it's when you shart in your vagina.
I don't know. It's like when the bubble comes out the front, but it goes up through because like that happens, right? Right through the lip things, and then it's just like a vajart.
Oh, you're proposing that's what we name it? A vajart. I vajarted. Oh no, ladies, you tell us. Right into Bubba and Josh expose themselves at we're sorry we even said this.com. But do it. That's amazing. That's funny.
What are you doing to that microphone?
It's so metally and soft, man. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
That's nice.
Oh my god.
What?
I threw it off. I threw off the balance again.
I don't even know
I'm
what
sorry.
a vajart. That came out of fucking left and right field at the same time.
Lip ripper.
Lip
I had
ripper.
there were some other ones I saw that were pretty terrible.
I don't want to know. I don't
Yeah,
think.
you do.
I don't know. I don't think I do.
Okay.
But maybe. But I don't think I do. But maybe. I don't know, bro. Fuck. Now you're getting all like fucking. You're waxing poetic on me about bubble farts from the front.
Just things happen.
I did a fart yesterday that was pretty wicked.
Yeah, what happened?
I was walking and I looked at Therese and I said, "Oh, here comes something special." And I stood up and I just lifted one leg. I mean, like up to my chest high. like an athlete, and it was just like, it was like, and it was the fart needles, like in fucking
Ugh.
A Million Ways to Die in the West. I fucking fart needles, like it fucking
Oh,
stung,
you got
dude.
the fart needles again, Dad?
That's how tight my
Never
butthole
you mind
was
what I got.
in that pose. My butthole was like a fucking, I don't know, like it's so tight. So it's just like it was like shredding paper coming through because I really kind of crunched into it. You know what I mean?
So that's your butthole.
And she looked at me
spasming
like
to
this.
make that noise.
She looked at me like this, like she thought I'd fucking murdered somebody. Like, well, she looked at me like I had murdered like somebody beloved to her or something.
That's awesome, dude.
And I just started laughing. I was like,
happy
I'm
for
so
you.
sorry in a way because I did not expect that sound to be like that. That was
Never be sorry.
That was interesting. That was different. I was
Never be sorry about that.
I shouldn't. You're right. I shouldn't be.
You should never be sorry about that, especially since I know sure as shit she would be trying to do that same exact thing.
It's not that she doesn't try to outdo me. And
She
she also
does,
threatens.
man.
She
She's
also
got-
threatens me with farting on my pillow, so I get pink eye.
Oh no.
So I got to be careful. Because like sometimes the chair that she has is kind of like ass level, and sometimes, man, I'll act like I didn't, but I'll be walking past around where her head is, and I'll just fucking rip one. I'll just rip it, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, it slipped out," you know, like.
You know what I do every once in a while to Jess?
Just because she farted years ago, she farted in that Girl Scout cookie box, closed it, and chased me around the fucking kitchen with it. Anyways,
That's
yeah,
so
sorry.
funny.
What do you do, Jess?
So I do the one scene from Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool, where I walk by, fart, go #drive by, and keep and then keep walking.
That's pretty much what it is. It's the drive-by farting.
Yeah,
But I
but I
always
try to
act
make
like
it
I
as
don't
loud
know.
as possible. Like I want her to know.
Oh, same. But I always act like
Yeah.
it's an accident. And she always yells, "You know, it's not a fucking accident," and then I act like it still is an accident.
Yeah,
Which I guess is kind of like gaslighting, but whatever. There's gas involved, so that's okay. Question
Nice.
mark at the end of that sentence.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It's I don't know. Slow news
It's
week.
time. Yeah, slow news.
Slow news
Slow
week. There
news,
wasn't really
everybody.
much. Like, yeah, we I think it's more. We've covered personal things. Callie's paws all healed up, which is nice.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't really watch anything special. I did today. The horror movie with Santa Claus or whatever.
Oh,
action movie.
Was it hilarious?
It went on sale on Vudu instead of $25 or $19.99. It was $10, so I bought it. I haven't watched it yet. I figured maybe that'll be one of those nights we'll get on Firefox or whichever fucking one I can stream it to you with. We can watch it that way. And then I also bought Megan
Oh, okay.
because the unrated version just came out, and I didn't realize this, or I
okay.
would have bought the digital copy earlier because it just tacked on to the original digital copy. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I know. Because I don't want to see a PG-13 fucking killer animatronic doll. I want to see a fucking R-rated movie. God damn it. Stop.
Yeah.
Seriously. Look me right in the fucking eye, Hollywood. Stop with these bullshit PG-13. Like, I understand there's a world for PG-13 horror and suspense, but give us some more R-rated adult fucking scary shit. And it doesn't have to be fucking Saw, like fucking visceral fucking gore porn. I want to be scared. I want jump scares. I want it to be gory. I want it to be realistic. I want you to quit. Back off the fucking 13 movies, bitch. That's it. I'll have to say about that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
know-
I've got 2 great movies to watch. And I think I also got a documentary about what the fuck was it? Oh, a documentary about Goldeneye for like $4.99. The game and like the rise of, should be interesting.
Everybody loved that game.
I don't. There's not many people in our age range that I don't mention that to that wasn't a part of some awesome memory. Getting
Yeah.
together with your friends, turning slaps on only, golden gun, be an odd job because you were so much smaller than everybody else. You could kind of just duck under almost everyone's bullets because you were a different size. There was a lot of cool shit you could do.
Yeah.
Now the control scheme is a little fucked. They just,
Oh, really?
I guess they remastered it and it's out on the Switch right now.
You know, my dentist's office had it in the waiting room.
Really?
Yeah, when I was growing up.
My orthodontics office growing up had a Super Nintendo and like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. That was like, I'd get my daily dose of Super Nintendo there.
Yeah,
Not
the
daily, weekly, every
dentist
couple.
office that we went to, they had like 3 different consoles. Can't remember. I know there was an N64 in there.
I still have an N64. I'll never get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
They now have
Good little system.
adapters for it so you can upscale to HDMI.
To HDMI, yeah, that's nice.
I think that would be what I would get if I was going to continue playing it. I mean, because there's games I would definitely love to play.
So when you do go to HDMI, do you change the resolution to what you want it to be?
I think it upscales it only to 720.
720. That
Pretty
okay,
sure
so
that's as far because you're using a you're starting with a base of 480, I believe. So then it upscales it to 720, and I think if you upscaled it more, I think the definition would become considerably worse. Ow, my knee. Shit. Because you're upscaling a smaller image, you're making it bigger, bigger, bigger. But I mean, and it's not like I can't emulate those games like on my Steam Deck or even fucking get a lot of these games on the Switch because again, this is something that's on the Switch. But man, there's nothing like playing on original hardware, in my opinion. Nothing beats it.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, man. I mean, playing video games growing up, anyways, was a different experience, It's just like learning how like interlace television screens. There's a reason why games looked a bit better back then than they do on higher definition TVs.
Yeah.
And why a lot of emulators give you the option to add a fake interlacing layer lines to it because it does actually help the definition of this, just the way the TVs were then.
Yeah, it's not as blocky.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of smooths everything out. I remember good times, man. Old 13, 14, 15-inch TV, renting a Nintendo from PJ's Jewelry. And like,
oh, you could rent the system from them too.
Yeah, it came in like a big clamshell, kind of almost like a briefcase.
See, I think that's where Dad used to go to buy his system.
Yeah.
Maybe. I honestly can't remember. Because we had the Nintendo when that came out.
Yeah.
Then we had like a Sega Genesis. And then PlayStation. Then I mean we had some like handheld stuff in between all that. And then we had the Xbox.
Right.
And then I got an Xbox 360. And then I got an Xbox One. And I've gotten some PCs in between all that. And we always played PC games as well, like Diablo and other shit like that.
Right. Yeah, I was doing PC games. First time I ever was introduced to PC games would have been 1991, like the era that I really got into. Like I think I mentioned in a podcast past.
Choose Your Own Adventure.
My grandmother had like recorded ones with basic code out of books, but no, these were more like point and click, not Choose Your Own Adventure, but more point and click. There was a Bill and Ted's game that my aunt and uncle had. That was cool.
That's cool.
And like back then, to defeat piracy, they usually had like either these spinning wheels that like it would show you 3 symbols and you'd have to line up the dial. And then if you lined up those 3 symbols in the little etched out holes inside these things, there'd be like a 3-digit code that you would input. It was literally like these cardboard devices that allowed you to play the game. It was their anti-cheat software or copy protection, for a lack of a better
That's
term.
smart as fuck.
I remember one with Jack Nicklaus Golf that my grandmother got, where it was like, I think it was like a bunch of courses, holes, and you would do it, and like there would only be holes in certain places and behind each layer, because it was like one big circle, next size smaller circle, next size smaller circle. So each one would have a square cut in it, and they would, when you would align, this is the code, or this is what you need to input, oh, the word, whatever. Bill and Ted's had information in the form of the circuits of time. It was this little, I believe it was yellow booklet that you had to put information in from, but also to go to the times in the game, you had to go to that page, like, for instance, Beethoven 555, and it would be the year that Beethoven was 1885 or whatever the Beethoven was popular, and have a little blurb about him, maybe even a little hint or whatever in there. So you go into the phone booth with Bill and Ted, dial that number, and take off, and you'd land in that time. Have to collect him, and
that sounds pretty fucking.
It was
cool.
a really fucking dude. Those kind
neat.
of games are great. Legend of Kyrandia, point and click adventure games, some of the funniest voice acting and stuff. It was those times that was more like when CD-ROMs were really, that was like the 386 and 486 processor computers when that was coming out. Whereas before that was more 286 going into 386. Like a buddy of mine, Steve Ward, man, the first time like watching this 3D rendered thing and the Legend of Kyrandia 3, and it was just like we would sit there like we were like 12, 11 or whatever, and pretend we were on the ride flying with it. It was just like, this is like the pinnacle of entertainment. I can't believe it. There's voice acting, there's like interactive stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're so close to really good consistent VR that it's kind of
right.
And then we have games that we like to play like Project Zomboid, which are very simple but very in depth.
Yeah, very in depth, dude.
There's definitely
that was like beautiful thing about some PC games back in the 90s, especially. I mean, like people are still playing StarCraft. My dad played the fuck out of StarCraft.
Yeah.
Warcraft before it became World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Warcraft is cool,
dude. All of those.
Command and Conquer.
Dope. Yeah, my dad played that all the time.
I still have those. I have like the remastered versions and the old versions on EA's software.
I have got a few of my dad's
a deal for $9.99 back in the day, or some for like 10 games or whatever. It was like Command and Conquer, Red Alert, Tiberian Sun, Tiberian Dawn, maybe, and whatever. Great. I love real-time strategy, RTS games. That's what they're usually called. Those are fucking, and it's inventory management shit kind of too. Not inventory management, but like resource management. That's that kind of game. A lot of the games that we play now are kind of RTSs in disguise, if you think about it, with resource managing, and you're not necessarily pointing, clicking, and sending out hordes, but there is an underlying element in these games.
Like Minecraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Forest.
Rust.
Sons of the Forest just came out. That looks scary as shit. Looks way more cooler and in-depth than the Forest.
Cool.
Something to be looking into later on. Kerbal Space Program 2 just came out. I was waiting. Half of the reviews say it sucks at launch. And it is a work in progress, so I am going to wait. So, bit of disappointment there. I thought I'd be trying that out this week. So we wait for the next game in the wish list to see what comes out next, and see. I'm not buying games anymore until I see people who can concisely rate it and like intelligently rate something about it now, because I feel like, you know, unless I really, really want to try it, even if it has a bad rating and I want to try it, don't get me wrong, I'll still purchase it, but I want to see what its rating is first. Too many times disappointment. That's a problem now, that you can continuously update games. People, even when games are shipping as completed, they're not really complete. Here's some patches to fix some first day problems we had. There's always first day patches on everything. Remember the day you used to be able to slide in a little floppy diskette or fucking put in a cartridge, blow on in a little bit, put that fucker in there, power it on, and here we go.
You know, it'd be really dope.
What?
I'm about to pitch a game for you.
Okay, send it.
All right. This game costs $200,000. But this game has AI. Well, not necessarily AI, but it has a connection from your display to a work site where a house is being built. And as you are designing and actually building the house with a 3D printer, because they do that with houses now, right? With the clay, they put clay into
Yeah, I've
it
seen
and
that.
it 3D prints all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be 3D printing and we're going to be designing an entire house with a computer. And on the other end, a fucking house gets built for you. You go live in it after.
I like it. That'd be neat.
TM.
And that was the day that was created. I like that. That's good, man. Yeah, I'd pay that. Property included. Let's go.
Yeah, everything right here. Here's the lot. Here's the 3D printer. Just
Excuse me.
throw your design in. It'll do all of its things, and then you have to go in and finish it.
Yeah.
Well, you have a construction crew do that, and they just start doing whatever you pick. You know,
I like it.
like Sims.
I can see the money rolling into you now. I can see the checks coming your way, Bubba. Oh, watch out, they're gonna fucking crush you. One last thing, because I think it's about time we go.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this week. It was nice not having too much to talk about, but then finding so much to talk about, which is like the heart of the podcast. So that's fun.
Yeah, it is. Podcast, bitch.
But I wanted to ask, what did you think of last week's thumbnail? You never said anything to me about it.
What part? The poop, motherfucker, on my shirt.
Okay, good. Did you notice what was behind you?
Well, now I'm gonna look again.
It was such an Easter egg, bro. Okay, it was called Wild Wild Week. That was the name of the episode.
Yes, I remember that.
There was a little poop emoji hidden on your shirt.
On my shirt.
I had to
yes.
airbrush out the actual rock and roll shirt. Also, that's the picture when you dropped your fucking...
I know.
The bottom of your cup dropped out and a milkshake fell all over and you were so sexy. You wanted that milkshake so bad. So, number one, that was the funny Easter egg for me, right?
Oh, the spider.
From what?
Wild Wild West.
And that's why it's called Wild Wild Week.
Okay.
I incorporated
Okay.
your entire story in thematic form, and I just really I really was surprised when you didn't respond back with my fucking link that shows very clearly the thumbnail. I didn't get you fucking asshole for using the photo of your sadness milkshake thing, which has been mild contention for years because it's a moment in time that I'll never forget. It
was sad.
It was sucked for you and it was sad. I think you went and got another one anyway, but it's just like one of those things. But two, the fact that I hid the poop on your shirt just light enough so that you might not notice it, but the spider, because of the spider, like it just involved everything. And I was really proud of it. So
honestly, I thought you were gonna do like more towards the lines of Mr. Leahy. You know, like the shit hawks. They're the shit birds.
Never even crossed my mind.
Huh.
Oddly enough, I guess.
Yeah. Very oddly enough.
Very oddly enough. All right. We'll see you guys this week, or maybe it's next week, depending on how quickly I can get this turned around and out. I should have it out by tomorrow afternoon, honestly. So you'll probably see this Sunday. And hopefully another Friday, Saturday, or Sunday release, depending. Because, again, I got to fly Thursday mid-afternoon. So I will probably have time to do the edit when I get to the hotel. Hopefully. I think I landed like 6 something. So as long as we don't make it a long one, that's just, then it's like an hour and a half can turn into like 2.5 hours with breaks and clipping parts down.
Yeah, we banged this one right out.
Yeah, this one won't require much editing. I think 2 parts I want to chop. That's it. So,
all right.
Mental notes. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the podcast.
Yes.
This was a weird one. It was just a bullshit episode, and I like it, and that's the way it should
Yeah,
be. You just
absolutely.
bullshitted. All right, man. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, peace
I'm
be the
not.
journey.
I'm not gonna end the call this time. I'm actually gonna stop and hit not
Watch him
unrecord.
fuck it up right now. Watch him do it.
I'm not. Bye bye.
Bye.